Is a man not entitled to go back and watch his old YouTube videos? My name is SeaNanners, and welcome to the past. This is COD 4, and I first posted this gameplay in May of 2010. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. We're rolling up on probably just about 7 years now. This is what I did when I first started YouTube, played a lot of Call of Duty, put a lot of commentaries up, and I thought it'd be fun to go back and see what I was like 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago. It's kind of a trip. It's like a little time capsule. It's really exciting to be able to see how I've changed as a person, what I've learned, how I've grown. And I think that perspective is so helpful in sort of identifying the now and what I should do going forward. And a lot of people message me, and even to this day, they say, Adam, your videos back in the day were so helpful, and I was either going through a really hard time or I was just looking for a way to let loose and relax and have some laughs. And it does mean a lot to me that everyone that's watched my videos, they've in a sense kind of grown up with me, and I've grown up as well. I mean, if I look back, and I'll be super duper honest, I was very awkward and very shy, introverted. I've always been sort of somebody that's I'm a thinker. I'm always in my head, and I'm always sort of analyzing and looking at things. And I think that's the reason why I gravitated so heavily towards YouTube and commentaries, because you're able to connect with people and relate to people and understand that you're not so alone. And I think that's something that is very universal. And I think about, why did I do so well, and why have I done so well on YouTube over the years? And I think that in a sense, I feel like I am very relatable. I feel like there's things about me that are very universal. And I think that when I do discuss stuff, it is something that people can say, yeah, that's something I've encountered. And I too think about these things, and I too ask a lot of questions and want a lot of answers and want to figure out how to live the best life one can live. And I think that it's important to talk about things that matter to all of us. And I may not talk about them on a regular basis. In general, I'm a pretty reserved guy, which is odd, because YouTube is a very social space. And I think that, I always looked at YouTube as a way for me to express myself and share my thoughts and make people laugh. And, it was something that never was about being the most famous internet person ever. I just kind of made stuff, and I just kept making stuff. And that's how I would recommend everyone live their life. If you enjoy something, just focus on the enjoyment of that thing, and whatever happens. It's the same thing as a relationship. You just you have to allow people and things to be what they are. That's a very important lesson. Don't project onto people. Let people and things be what they are. Accept them for what they are. And I think that it's best to keep an open mind, and don't think the worst of people and things. Just be open and accepting and be present. That's another thing too. I think that a lot of people like myself, we're in our heads, and we think about this, and we analyze, and we go, and at some point, as you get older, and forgive me for sort of jumping on my soapbox, but as you get older, your body and your mind will tell you what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. And I think that when it comes to stress and anxiety, it's like something's got to give. And I think that at some point, we're all going to realize that we're not in control. And I know that is terrifying to so many people, whether it's from a financial standpoint or an emotional standpoint, whether it's friends or family or our hobbies or our passions or the people we love or the people we hate. You just gotta be open and accepting, and just let things, and I know this is getting a little spacey, and just hang in there with me. Just let things flow through you. I think the thing is that stop trying to prove things to other people, to yourself. Stay out of drama. That's another thing. That's one thing that is huge on YouTube, or life in general. It's like you can have a stance on something. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with you providing your feedback on how you feel about a situation. But don't sit around and belittle people or yell at people or say mean things to people. It's like, again, don't project your feelings onto other people. And that's a very big thing. I think that a lot of people, and I see it all the time as sort of like individuals get older, they start to get real grumpy, because life, at some point, there's a threshold. And when people are not able to achieve what they've wanted to achieve by a certain point in their life, things just start crumbling around them. And that is something that is terrifying. Most people are just petrified by the notion that their life, what they imagine it would be or what it is not the actuality. That's just something that's like, oh my God, I'm melting. But here's the thing. Does it matter? Does it matter at all? These ideas, these expectations of yourself and other people, do they matter? Are they valuable enough to hold on to. And beyond that, you have to ask yourself, what are you trying to prove? And again, this is something that is universal. I've experienced this. I'm sure that if you haven't, you will probably at some point in your life start asking these very big questions. And I think that it's very important to, again, fail fast and live now. That is so very important. And I'm not suggesting that anyone should just go out and be like, yeah, caution to the wind. It doesn't matter anymore because we're all gonna die. Because Adam told me. It's like, no, I'm just saying that it's very, very important to just be honest with yourself, you know? And again, back to being open. Here's another thing. Try new things, whether it's food or situations or being around different people or just expose yourself to things, because the more you do so, you're just going to be a more well-rounded, happier person. And I think that life takes maintenance. It's just like a relationship. And forgive me for jumping from one topic to the next, but my brain just goes. So I appreciate you hanging on and just, listening to this, because this is something that I think is very, very valuable. And the difficult truth, the thing that is very difficult for most people to understand, is that you're never going to be the best you. You have to just sort of constantly maintain and constantly grow and constantly shift. There is no, hey man, by the time that you're gonna hit 50, you're gonna rock it. Like there is nothing of that sort. You're just gonna grow and you're gonna change, and change is the only thing you can really count on. That's the thing that it sounds so out of control to most, but I find some comfort in the fact that I am not in control. I can try my best, and I can, think to myself, well, what do I want to do? How do I want to make this world a better place? And this is what I've chosen to do. And it makes me so happy that all of you have watched my videos and allowed me to just be myself and, spread happiness and provide feedback and thoughts and just trying to do something. I don't want to just be, dust in the wind. I just kind of want to be a part of this thing. I want to be a part of this bigger thing. And I think that starts by believing in yourself and counting on yourself and betting on yourself. That's the thing that a lot of people, they suffer from insecurity and doubt and fear, and don't let that shit control you. Like, no joke. Like, the more time you sit around wasting thinking like, oh God, I wish it could be different. It's like, no, you are wasting your time and everybody else's time. I think the thing is, again, like, you can't control life, death, whether you're a failure or a success. I mean, I think the thing is that you have to reevaluate and change the way you think about things. A failure is not a failure. It's a step towards something else. And be patient. That's the thing that I struggle with so much, because I'm so very adamant of trying to be the best I can be, and I'm very, very hard on myself, and I try and I try and I try and I try, and I do get frustrated. I do get very frustrated when things, don't go the way I'd like them to go. There's a lot of things in my life that I have not discussed, that I've had to be patient about, and I think that patience and understanding and just, in general, breathe. As you can tell, I am not perfect, and I am trying my very best to communicate and help others. That's where I've chosen to sort of put my energy and time. I think that as I've gotten older, I've realized that it's not so much about me. I think that happiness and satisfaction, and if somebody is to say, what does it mean to be successful? I would probably say it's a sense of personal satisfaction to know that you are contributing, you are a part of something bigger, you're making people laugh and you're making people think. I mean, that's all I've ever wanted to do. I've been a very creative person my entire life, and I just want to share my creativity. And I found that the best way to deliver that has been YouTube. I can jump in front of a mic, jump in front of some games, and accomplish that. And that is something that I feel very satisfied knowing that I have been a part of that. I've been a part of this thing, and that is something that I wouldn't trade for anything. This is something that's been so unique. I will be able to look back for years and say, this is where I was, this is where I went. And that is something, guys, I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate you checking this out. I want to thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. I don't do these too often, but if you want me to bring them back, or perhaps if you want me to record some new gameplay, I mean, I can do that as well. I don't know if Call of Duty really matters, but it does make me feel very nostalgic. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all again very soon.